folks, TJ here. So in my last video, a couple of days ago, I mentioned I'm converting my home office into a mini man cave that I'll share with my wife because she does use a area over there, roughly 4 foot wide by 6 foot deep of this 14 by 14 room. I did bring out my tape measure. I did measure and it says it's 14 by 14. So relatively small. And the problem with the room is there's a double door there, kind of a French door kind of thing. Then there's a big window that covers that whole side area. So you really can't put much in front of it, but at the same time, I will eventually probably do it and try to keep some of the nice ambiance of looking out a window open, but use some of the space. And then, of course, behind me, as I already shown, that's a sliding door that's 5 foot wide, 6 foot wide by whatever tall, that I've now covered with some desks. I'm trying to utilize this space as much as possible, and what I don't use, like the slider that we seldom used in the 20 some odd years being here, I went ahead and moved some desks around. So today, I would say I'm about 2/3 the way done with the general maneuvering of things and maybe halfway done with the room. I was overzealous the other day saying, oh, I'm halfway done or 2/3 done, whatever I said. I forget what I said, but yeah, it's far from it, because once you start working on a project, it's amazing that all of a sudden you'll go, oh, look at this, and then you'll sit down and read a magazine for an hour. I've tried to stay diligent. I've done quite a bit in the room, and I just want to kind of make a general maneuver. I would say, like I said, I'm about maybe halfway done in total, because there's lots of stuff that you'll see. This room is still going to be used as an office. It's still shared with my wife. I still have a lot of Volkswagen in here that I'm not ready to move yet because it's part of my enjoyment, but eventually this room will be more techie, more geeky, and the Volkswagen stuff I may shift over to the spare bedroom, which I'm freeing up some space for. So let me take the camera off. I'll just kind of quickly show you how I'm trying to utilize, and think IKEA. When you go to IKEA, they have a 12 by 12 or whatever, and they practically have a whole house worth of stuff in here. I've got a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to just use it, have enough space to where I can shimmy my body in the spots, comfortably use it, but it's not going to be perfect because, for example, this chair is kind of big. So this chair will fit here, which is one of the main PCs that I use for my video editing, but I'm not going to be able to shift it down there because, as you'll soon see, I've got a bench that won't permit it. So at this point, the way and what I'm using everything that I already own, tables that I have, some IKEA, some not, and I'm just utilizing what I own because I can't go out and spend a lot of money on stuff, and I'm just trying to utilize what I have. So it may not be optimal. I mean, optimal would be that I have a 30 by 30 square space that has nothing that you can build from scratch and enjoy and build it exactly how you like it. And then for some, 30 by 30 is not enough. Some a 20 by 20 is enough. But this is 14 by 14, so I'm just trying to, again, utilize it as best as I can. It's going to look kind of stuffy with the amount of stuff that I have, but at this point, it is mine, and it's home. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to pan the camera around, but you're going to see a lot of disarray still, but some organization that I'm moving towards, and I pointed it out yesterday. So let me take this off, and I'll take this off of my tripod. So as I shown yesterday, here was just a lot of junk. Now I've got a table, and there's a little bit of, I've kind of maneuvered the desks that I already own to where they want to be, or will be, but there's some stuff that I'm going to still shift out of here. So let's start over here. I still have the chair with all my Aquarius stuff on there. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with that yet, but I've got wall space, which that Little Miss Sunshine, as much as I like it, will come down, and I'm going to put some shelves there eventually, or put the bookshelf that is still out there here, and then put all my magazines. That will be something I will do later. So I'm still trying to decipher what I'm going to do there, because if I put the bookshelf there, this door won't fully open. So again, I may need to just kind of put some shelves here to where I can still fairly well open this door that's there. But you'll see that I've got lots of Volkswagen stuff still. I've got boxes. I've got that Kallax from IKEA that's still there. That will need to shift out of there eventually. Or I've got some glass doors for that. I can put the glass doors on there and organize it better than what... Like I said, I just started maneuvering and pushing and putting stuff in places just to kind of give me a working area, because yesterday everything was in the middle of the floor. So here's my main desk. And again, all this stuff needs to be shifted around. I just started stuffing, but I've got 2 large 29-inch monitors there with lots of Volkswagen knickknacks that still eventually need to come down. But for now, it is part of my heritage, so it's going to stay there for now. Here's my main chair, which I can have here in front of my main computer, or I can shift it and push it there. So I think I did a pretty good job over in this corner. I've got my big main gear computer, and I'm going to take this down and I'm going to put some shelves there eventually and shelves there. But here, that corner table, I think I'm going to put a printer eventually. Right now I've just got my Sam Coupe and stuff on there. Here's a main working table, a desk, so it's got a nice pull out that I can actually pull out still and utilize. And this is my iPad editing area, and also it's the 34-inch monitor, so if I want to connect my Speccy Next up to it, I'll be able to do videos there. This will probably move. For now, I just needed to put it someplace. It kind of kind of separates the 2 desks here. It's a what do you call it? File cabinet. And I've just got my Coleco printer on the top there right now. My big 42-inch screen TV and another desk, which in front of it, I just started again pushing stuff. I've got a little TV down there. I've got DVDs and CDs that I need to move out of there. But once I remove that out of here, I can sit here, pull out that, and I'll have my big 42-inch screen connected to my Amiga 1X 5000, and I'll have a little working area here that I can continue enjoying. But again, stuff I just started sticking up on the tables. I need to find homes for all these things eventually. But if I concentrate too much on putting things in a place, I'll never get the majority of the room done, which I wanted to get done over this holiday weekend for my wife and I vacation. Over in this corner, I've got the big 27-inch RCA TV with a lot of stuff. Again, I just put it up here to get it out of the way so I don't step on it. But I will put some shelves up here, and I will put some shelves across this whole area, which has got a lot of pictures. Here's that big window I was talking about. And so I really can't cover that up too much, but I will put some shelves up here and utilize that space. But let me back up here, see if I can get it in the camera. Here is the table that I put into the middle of the room. It's about 7 foot long, 33 inches wide, so it's not a really deep one, but I've got that in the center of the room, still leaving enough room for over here. This is my little wife's area where she has her Mac Mini and enough room for her chair, and just to kind of maneuver around. So again, we're kind of scooching stuff around, but enough to where that chair pulls out fully and you can spin around. And then I started setting some things up in general. This is an Atari table, Atari Falcon, connected to a very cool Crosley TV. And then I've got my TTO30, my Mega STE, and a Mega 2, all on this table, which I can sit in front of with this big long bench. Unfortunately, the bench doesn't have a back, but I'm going to put a cushion on here, and that will give me enough area to where I can scooch in and enjoy any of these 3 at a given time, which is cool. Or I can sit there and point my body that way and play some video games on my Atari 2600 or Odyssey or whatever I want to do. So that works too. But again, I've always wanted to have a whole bunch of my Ataris in a row. This is not all of them, but this is the main, main gamut. This is pretty awesome. You think about it. A Mega 2 ST, a Mega STE, a TTO30, and a Falcon all on one table that I can network together eventually and enjoy. I find that rather cool. This is again, I've started sticking stuff on discs, so it looks crazy right now, but in general, I've got a lot of stuff in here that I've kind of can get to now. I've seen people do with more stuff in less space. I've seen people that have a lot more space that have a great man cave. I just I'm doing what I can with a 14 by 14 room, and so that's it. Let me put this back on the tripod and we'll wrap the video. Boink. And that's where my editing station is. So basically I'm doing all my video editing now on an iBook. What's it called? An iPad Air. I do it all from there. So I can just spin around. I can move my chair here. Here's my Linux box, 2 displays. I can do all my work and plenty of room to spin around. My Falcon is right here. It's going to be one that I'm going to really try to get into in 2023 this year. I've got some RAM to install on it, a hard drive. I've been putting it off just because I'm always a little nervous going into things, and it takes my mindset in a way to do those type of tasks, but I will get to it. But now I can then pick up my body and scooch down the bench. Again, doesn't have a back, but I'm probably not going to sit there for hours. I'm going to maybe go there and play around on a computer for half an hour. With a cushion on it, should be perfectly fine. And again, I already own it. I didn't have to buy anything for this. I'm reusing what I have, and it's basically a $0 rearrangement of the room. Things, I've got a lot I still need to move out. One day, hopefully, I can make a video where everything is turned on, running, orderly, where I can actually point a camera down and just walk and do, so you can see how I utilize the room. But for now, I've got printers over there, shirts. I've got all my Atari hard drives I did a video on, which is about 7 of them there, big old hard drives. I just wanted to get them off the floor. I even vacuumed in here and did a little dusting on the floor and just try to, push stuff away to where I didn't step on it and trip over it and wipe out. Because when you get older, you easily don't see something there and you flip over it. A lot of things I need to take out from underneath the tables. I've got like those CDs and DVDs. I really don't need them in here, so I might try to figure out a way to put them in the back bedroom. But in all, I can walk into this room or through the double doors. I've got 2 screens here, both 29-inch. I've got a 34-inch HP, which is my main editing station. I can put my printer over there that's in the window area right now. I've got then a 42-inch 4K TV there that I can kick back here and enjoy and watch a movie, or move a little seat over there and play with my Amiga 1X1000, or connect up my Atari VCS, which will connect there all the time, and I can play with my VCS. And then I've got an old school CRT TV, the RCA, which is really cool, a color track, which I can enjoy. And I even have a laser disc player over there, so if I want to watch a laser disc, I can connect up a laser disc and watch an old Star Wars flick or something. The bench there will be for my whatever I've got set up here. For now, it's going to be all Atari, 1632-bit. And I've got my Falcon right here that I can really start harping on. And then over there, which is behind the camera, like I said, I'm going to probably put my bookshelf that I showed earlier there, and maybe cover one of the doors, one of the double doors that I don't have to open. And I can have all my Atari magazines, books, and so I can just go there and some software and just grab what I need. And then over in that corner again is my wife's area and our home Mac Mini that serves all of our iTunes and all that stuff. So that's it. What do you think so far? Again, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be maneuvered, but some of this is going to happen over time. I wanted over this holiday weekend for my wife and I on vacation. Today's our anniversary, by the way. It's on the same day as St. Patty's Day. We're going to have a good dinner, enjoy the day. But I wanted to make this quick video just showing, hey, I did some, I think, pretty good progress with what I own. I know some people will say, oh, you could put more here, or oh, it's too cramped, or you need to do this. It's kind of like, well, I've got a 14 by 14 space with a lot of stuff that will eventually find new homes, but it's part of my life, and I love Volkswagen, so some of this stuff I'll keep and enjoy, but over time, years, weeks, months, whatever, I will shift around and start putting more Atari and Sinclair and stuff up that's more of a techie computer watching movie room. And then the back bedroom, we'll get some of this stuff where we can just have it as a, there's a bed in there for guests that come over, but also I'm going to have an 8-bit. I've got a table that's 7 or 8 foot long by 40 inches deep, so it's a pretty deep one. I could probably set up 4 to 5 Atari 8-bits in there, or Sinclair's, have a mix of things in there where you can hop out of bed and enjoy a quick video game on an old Atari, and have it kind of a shared room between my wife and I, which will have some of her decorations, some of my decorations, and that's it. So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. I'm going to have a good dinner tonight. Mexican food for our anniversary. 33 years. Married. And I've known her longer.